Guys, welcome back. If you are looking at the charts right now, you probably have mixed feelings. On one hand, Bitcoin looks weak. On the other, some altcoins are just ignoring gravity. We are seeing a classic divergence. The price of the main asset is squeezed, volumes are dropping, and fear in the market is rising. The fear and greed index is back in the neutral anxious zone. Everyone is waiting for a trick. Everyone expects us to dump below 6 TIC any moment now. But while the crowd is afraid, things are happening behind the scenes that completely change the rules of the game for spring-summer 2026. Today we are going to break down. Why did the Hyperliquid team go against the market and slash token unlocks? Where did the 42 price target for Hype come from? What is Solana actually building with its AI agents? And why could this become a new trillion-dollar narrative? And the sweetest part, regulation. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has officially, on paper, admitted that cryptocurrencies are no longer a priority threat. What does this mean for XRP and legacy coins? Sit back, grab some tea. This is going to be a long and serious conversation. Let's dive in. Block 1. Bitcoin Technicals vs Fundamentals. Let's start with Bitcoin because it sets the tone for the entire market. Right now, the price is hovering around 67,100. And if you look at it technically, the picture isn't exactly rosy. We clearly see a descending triangle forming. The upper boundary is pushing down, highs are getting lower, support around 62. Zero is holding for now, but every time we approach it, the bounce gets weaker. The bears are celebrating right now. They say, look, there's no volume. ETF inflows have slowed down. We are going to 54.0. And technically they are right. Breaking 60 TWK would open the road to 50 fork, 50 TWK. This is a zone of strong interest where a lot of buy limit orders are sitting. But there is one huge but. Let's look at the actions of the big players. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. Just the other day, they bought another 486 Bitcoins, spent $168 million. Their average purchase price is going up, but they aren't stopping. BlackRock. They launched a campaign to buy up Ethereum for their staking ETF. What does this tell us? Big capital smart money doesn't play the guess the bottom game. They are building a position for years. Retail, regular people, sells in fear seeing red candles. Corporations buy up this volume. There is a redistribution of coins from weak hands to strong hands. My forecast for Bitcoin: in the short term, we might get chopped up, a squeeze down, hunting the stop losses of longs below the 6 TIC level. This is a very realistic scenario. The market maker needs fuel for growth. But globally, the trend is not broken. As long as we are above 50 TWK on the weekly time frame, this is still a bull market. Do not short the bottom. It could be very painful. Block 2. Hyperliquid. Hyper artificial scarcity. Now to the altcoins showing strength. The star of this month is Hyperliquid, Hype. You probably heard the horror stories about February unlocks. Like, early investors and the team will get their tokens now, go to the order book, and dump the price to the floor. That was the main bearish argument against Hype. And what did the team do? They made a genius move. They officially announced they are cutting the February unlock by 88%. Think about the numbers. The market expected 1.2 million tokens to flood in, but in fact only about 140,000 were unlocked. This creates a situation economists call a supply shock. Demand for the Hype token is huge right now. It's not just a wrapper. It's the token of the fastest growing decentralized exchange, DEX, where people trade everything from meme coins to sports predictions. People want to buy the token to participate in governance, get discounts, and stake. But there are no sellers. No new coins were given to the market. What happens to price when demand is high and supply is squeezed? Correct. It flies up. We already see hype aiming for the 42 mark. And friends, this is not the limit. With such aggressive tokenomics, with such emission management, we could easily see 50 or 60 in this cycle. This is an example of a project protecting its investors. They didn't cash out on the crowd, they created scarcity. If you are looking for a fundamentally strong asset that can grow even on a falling Bitcoin take, a closer look at hype. Block 3. Solana, the era of autonomous agents. Let's talk about Solana. Many bury it every time the network goes down, but it continues to develop by leaps and bounds. Right now, there is a hackathon happening dedicated to AI agents. And this isn't just hype on the topic of artificial intelligence. A real technological revolution is happening there. How did we perceive crypto bots before? Well, it's some script trading on RSI, or a Telegram bot sending notifications. Now, on Solana, they are building autonomous agents. What does this mean? Tools have appeared, for example from the Crossmint team, that allow an AI agent to have its own crypto wallet. A bot can make decisions itself. Aha, I need to pay for a server. I swap SOL for USDC and send it to the provider. Or, I wrote code, another bot verified it, I paid him 0.1 SOL. We are seeing the birth of a new type of B2B economy, bot to bot. In this economy, humans aren't needed for transactions at all. Bots will drive millions of micropayments per second between themselves. And Solana positions itself as the ideal environment for this because of cheap transactions and high speed. For the price of SOL, this is a massive long-term driver. Imagine millions of AI agents daily burning gas and SOL, paying each other for services. This creates constant, organic demand for the coin that doesn't depend on trader sentiment. So, when you look at Solana dips, keep this future picture in mind. We are standing on the threshold of an automated economy. Block 4. Regulation banks got the green light. And final news from Washington that could launch a real institutional bull run. We lived for a long time under the oppression of the SEC. Gary Gensler terrorized crypto, sued everyone, called everything securities. But times change. The new SEC administration led by Paul Atkins released a document, 2026 Examination Priorities. I studied this document, and you know what the most important thing is? There are no cryptocurrencies in the list of priority threats. The focus has shifted to artificial intelligence, traditional brokerage services, and audits. They left crypto alone. What does this mean for the market? It's a signal for banks and large funds. Guys, you can work. You won't be jailed for buying tokens. That is exactly why we see activation around XRP right now. Banks are starting to test the XRP lending protocol. They need DeFi, they need yield, but they were afraid of the regulator. Now the fear is gone. Also, the passage of a token taxonomy law is expected. This is when it will be clearly written. This is a commodity, like Bitcoin. This is a security, and this is a utility token. As soon as these rules come into force, expected mid-2026, we will see an inflow of trillions of dollars from pension funds and insurance companies. They simply couldn't enter legally before. For XRP, for XLM, for HBAR, and other corporate coins, this opens the road to 8th all-time highs. The legal risk that suppressed the price for years is fading into the past. Conclusion and strategy. So, friends, what picture do we have? The market looks deceptive right now. Outside fear, falling Bitcoin, technical weakness. Inside powerful fundamental shifts. Hype creates a supply shortage and grows against the market. Solana builds infrastructure for the robot economy. US regulators are taking the gun away from the crypto industry's head. My strategy is simple. I don't try to catch the perfect bottom on Bitcoin. I use these drawdowns to accumulate assets that have real utility and understandable economics. Hype at 30, 40, I'm buying. Sol on dips, I'm buying. XRP under the banking adoption idea, holding. Don't let emotions control your portfolio. Look at the facts, not the red candles. Drop a comment below. Do you think Bitcoin will hold 60xt, or are we going lower? And what are you buying right now? Thanks for watching until the end. Smash that like button if this deep dive was useful. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next review. Profits to everyone, stay cool-headed, and see you next time.